Welcome to Exile. I hate being right all the time. It's a gift. I can't help it.
Another federal lawmaker seat in Arizona is up for grabs in 2024.
If only someone did a video on this 2 months before the news cycle.
I got to point this out because Kari's been very busy as of late, making a lot of visible political visits in different states. We told you about Iowa.
If only someone speculated on her trips to Iowa 2 months before the news cycle.
So, is she considering a run for the United States Senate, depending on how the case for governor works out in the courts, or bigger picture, people are tossing her name out as a potential vice president on the Donald Trump ticket in 2024?
2 months ago, yes, I'm telling you, she's running.
Well, then I'll just be really honest with you.
Which one do you want to tackle, the Senate or the VP one first?
Let's hit them both head on.
Okay.
Obviously, my case is the most important thing.
Of course.
But you're asking, if things don't go well, what happens?
Yeah.
I am seriously considering a run for Senate. Yes, absolutely.
If you want to be 2 months ahead of the news cycle, subscribe. Don't miss a single episode. I mean, I'm just guessing. I'm doing my best with a guess, but I try to make an educated guess. And my educated guesses are doing pretty good.
I'm so dangerous to the status quo and this rotten swamp. I'm not letting them get away with that. We're not going away. And so I am seriously considering a run for Senate. All the polling shows that I would win, not just the primary. The polling is showing I would beat both Kyrsten Sinema and this socialist guy that's running.
Oh, the other
on
Democrat that's jumping in, right?
Gallego,
Yeah, I heard that. Yep.
Yeah, covered Gallego 2 months ago.
I'm considering running for Senate because we cannot send Kyrsten Sinema, who votes with Joe Biden 93% of the time, who cares more about the guys running hedge funds than the people living in Arizona, doesn't give a damn about the border, and now she comes back and is acting like she does.
Yeah.
The people of Arizona are onto it, and they're not going to buy what she's selling. And I think they're not going to buy what this Gallego guy is selling, which is a whole bunch of craziness, this leftist agenda. And we need some common sense in there, and the polls show that I could easily defeat them.
She can easily defeat him because Ruben Gallego and Kyrsten Sinema also cancel each other out. You want them to split the Democrat Party. And then you want Kari Lake to take a majority of the Republicans. She's doing all the groundwork in Iowa right now, which means that she's been talking to the party, the fundraising. They're the ones that give her the official Republican name. And she needs to make sure that they don't run someone against her.
And then the other part of that two-part question was, if President Trump would tap you for vice president, is that a consideration? Have there been chats about that? Or is that just internet hooey and gossip?
I have not talked to the president about that.
Okay, this is the first I've heard, this is huge breaking news, that Trump has not talked to her about it, which we've also speculated, will he pick her? The fact that he hasn't talked to her about it, and nor would he because it's so far down the line, tells me once again that Senator is going to be her best path forward.
I mean, at one time he said, I love the way you answered the VP question, which was early on in the campaign when I was running for governor, if I was going to leave and be VP. And I said, well, I'm flattered that, a few months ago, you guys didn't even think I should be running for governor. Now you're asking if I'm going to leave and be VP. And so he had seen that and thought it was a clever way to answer the question. But we haven't talked about that. That's something that he would decide way down the road. You don't pick a VP this early on.
Yes, until next year.
And we need to get President Trump in office, and we need to get him secure. I think he is going to securely win this. We need him more than anything.
She is such a loyal Trump fan. She even thinks about him before she's thinking of herself.
I've never felt more strong about anyone than President Trump for the job right now. There's no one else who's qualified to do the job that we're up against right now, which is we're in a disastrous situation on the world stage. Our economy's fallen apart. Our streets aren't safe. Our borders wide open. I know one man who can fix all of those quickly, and his name is Donald J. Trump. And so I'm going to do whatever I can to get him in office. That's what matters to me, and that's what matters to my family. As a mother, I want our world back together again. I want our country back to. I'm sick of living on planet crazy.
That's why we love you.
Well said. She's going to wrap it up for us here.
We all got to get there, up to our last dying breath, save this country.
Yes. Kari Lake.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
We're done living on planet crazy, but we'll hang out here in exile together.